Agile Manifesto was developed by the small group that met in 2001 and tried to basically identify how to solve all the problems or how to make software projects more successful. And this section will talk about the key principles under those. So the highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. So this was identified as the key success criteria over all those other thoughts of like triple constraints of cost, time, and so forth. So the purpose of building software is to produce the value that they expect out of it, and how to build it fast and to get it out to them has been defined as the key success criteria. So it used to be in the traditional method that you gather all the requirement upfront as a scope, and on the basis of that you make a plan which gives you the budget and the timeline, and then you try to deliver, you focus on that scope only and sort of resist any change that is coming along the way, or at least manage it so that you can still meet your budget and timeline objectives. However, Agile turns it around on the other side. Agile focuses on ensuring that the client gets the most value out of the exercise, and it welcomes change even at the later stage of the project. So Agile process harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. It doesn't want to restrict change. In fact, it looks at the change as probably the need for the competitive advantage. Now, iterations, that's the key to Agile. Deliver working software frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. In fact, preferably it's a 1 to 2 weeks, even though you might not release it to the user at the end of the iteration. The output of an agile iteration is a shippable increment, which means it's complete and done, and it can be put in front of your user. So, but in reality, you probably do not roll it out to the production at the end of the sprint, but you accumulate set up output from multiple sprint and do a release. And the point is you give a preference to a shorter time scale to bring to the customer rather than a very long time for them to use it and get the value out of it. Earlier you can gather feedback, the better it is. It can be incorporated in the production as well as incorporated in the subsequent version so that most value can be obtained. Business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. Now this is the ideal scenario. Of course, not always this is possible, but the goal remains that as much as possible there is a regular interaction between the users, if not user, the user representative in the form of a product owner, and everyone works hand in hand to ensure that what is being built is really what the business people want for their own objective to attain the business goals why the project was set in the first place. Building projects around motivated individuals, so the team needs to be motivated, they want to attain the goals, give them the right environment and support they need, and trust them to get the job done. So it's not about just assigning a piece of the task and without them getting the visibility on why that is being done. In Agile, it's an approach where you set the ground, you give them all the freedom and let them figure how to attain the goals best. So the highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. So this was identified as the key success criteria over all those other thoughts of like triple constraints of cost, time, and so forth. So the purpose of building software is to produce the value that they expect out of it, and how to build it fast and to get it out to them has been defined as the key success criteria. The true measure of success in Agile is working software. So reducing the work in progress in favor of quick iterations to produce output that can be put into work. So work in progress is considered a waste. It's considered like a inventory that has very little value for the users. So the focus in Agile is to reduce that through short iterations, through less number of work in progress, and quickly build complete features that can be rolled out to the users, and it can bring business value. Now, iterations, that's the key to Agile. Deliver working software frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. In fact, preferably it's a 1 to 2 weeks, even though you might not release it to the user at the end of the iteration. The output of an Agile iteration is a shippable increment, which means it's complete and done, and it can be put in front of your user. So, but in reality, you probably do not roll it out to the production. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility. It's about setting the technical debt clearly from the beginning and have a continuous process to address them and not let it build up as the iteration progresses. So this is very important, and there should be enough experience within the team, or the team should be able to access experts in each areas so that they can address this right on time without letting it build up. Simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done, is essential. So in Agile, you look at the scope from the point of view of, let's say, Pareto principle, where you look at what are those 20% of the features that brings the 80% value to the user, and identify them and do them ahead. And other than those, you also identified which of the activities that do not bring value to the user, and reduce or eliminate them as much as possible, so that the process becomes simple and whatever is done produces direct value to the users and not just a process for the heck of doing it. Best architecture's requirements design emerges from self-organizing teams. So there is no amount of emphasis that we can put that about how important is to get the team working as a cohesive unit, helping each other out, attaining the business goals and objectives at the best possible way they can, with making their own decisions in how to be doing it, so that there's least amount of obstacles, and how to get to success soonest. At regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more efficient, what worked, what did not work. Generally in Scrum, this is called the retrospective. The same can be also done in Kanban, and they basically tune and adjust their behavior, their approach, their process accordingly, so that they can do what they're trying to do better, eliminate waste, and produce more value faster for the users. Those are the 12 key principles of Agile. That would be the end of this section. Thank you very much.